Don't be unequally yoked with those that don't believe. So if they choose to go, it's best to let them leave. Now if they ask for space, back up and let them breathe. Can't force it on them if they don't want it, just plant the seed. Can't see the forest for the trees, falsehood. Can't hear the truth cause you intrigued by the falsehood. They go that way, you go this way. Conflict of interest. You follow Christ, they follow trends. Conflict of spirits. That's why you gotta be strong in this walk. Ain't too many that last long in this walk. Where I'm from is going down, they keep it on them. With the safety off, the Bible on me, gotta burn my cross. They say I changed, I'm like, no. I found myself, you act like someone else, how you gon' grow? Amongst the living, but to many, I'm still like a ghost. My people sleeping, I come wake them with 1,000 votes. Instead of depending on us, we rather cast a vote. Can't settle like the dust, I'm on the move like a pilgrim. First time you wear them cuffs, they allocate you to the system. They taking pictures, facial recognition. I take precautions, gotta state your business. Gotta state your business. Precaution, trying their spirit. See, I'm equipped with this sword when I move. This that Bible. I'm engaged in that real war. The realest things in life is what you can't see. Check this out. I shoot an insult to you and piss you off. Verbally. You gonna have some action behind it, right? Mama praying for me, daddy doing the same thing. I'm praying for cuz they got them in the chain gang. Another day, another blessing, how my brain frames. Another victim to the pistol going bang bang. Another single parent, 4 generations, 1 bullet, but that don't seem apparent. Cause the shooter had children trying to make a way for them. He get caught, it's over with. He get took away from them. The rippers of the trap, the clippers or the set, the sports or the track. They hate you cause they not just because you black. In the kingdom of your enemies, they bound to hold you back. They bound to hold you back. What you expect? We downtrodden, broken hearted, divided. Not to mention they elected a tyrant. Military weapons, what they be firing. We at the end of the barrel. Jacob's trouble at the end of the barrels. Jacob's trouble at the end of the barrels. Hey, listen. I make a conscious decision every day. I say, I choose to fight against wickedness. I hear all this poison that they promote, and I see it on the TV too. And guess what I do? I say I'm gonna do the opposite. I say I'm gonna do what Christ told me. I'm baptizing souls and everything. No restrictions. Follow the Most High. We living in the last days. Time to wake up.
Time to wake up. Shalom, shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? This is B-Lew, and this is What It Do with B-Lew, where we speak on social issues, social mindsets, and where I like to cause my people to consider. So today we are considering endurance. We are considering endurance through hardships over the desires. Oftentimes, man, we really don't know what we want. We be thinking we be knowing what we want. Sometimes what we want ain't best for us. Most times what we want don't want us. And we find ourselves having to make do with what we got. And you have to be mindful of things. We're not living in Bible times. We didn't come up like our ancestors came up. Sons ain't brought up in their father's houses and given inheritances by and large. It happens, but it's not the majority of our cases. The majority of us have to pretty much get it out the mud, right? Our daughters aren't by and large brought up, or us being older, and our parents and our parents' parents. A lot of them didn't come up in their parents' house, and brought up in Torah and all this, right? So we end up living these lives full of hardships and turmoil and trauma, right? And all of that has effects, and we don't see good examples in life of what life ought to be, of what marriage ought to be, what what a man and a woman ought to truly be. We read stuff, we see certain stuff, but having pers pers close personal knowledge of these things, oftentimes we're lacking. Now, some of us might have had great parents, great role models, great things that we could pattern ourselves after. But oftentimes it's not biblical, right? People have their flaws, they have issues. So the combination of all this puts us in situations where we lack, or we get certain fetishes and certain wants for certain things that aren't beneficial to us, right? And we end up going through life with particular mindsets, catching hell behind it, and then later we be like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't have wanted that. I shouldn't have done that. But this is the thing about that. What you make your covenant with, what you agree to, you are bound. That's why Hamashiach said, let your yeas be your yeas and your nays be your nays. You're going to be bound by what you say. You're going to be bound by what you agree to. Some of us got children that don't behave as we would have them to behave. You are bound to your child. That's your child. You brought them into this world. You know, some of us have spouses that don't behave as we would have them to behave. You are bound by them because you made a covenant, an agreement to be with these people. And the Most High has been bound by his covenant with us, right? All these things are biblical. He's been bound by it. And he has kept and preserved the people that he otherwise would have destroyed. Hey, listen, he would have got rid of us a long time ago. But he was bound by the covenant he made with our forefathers to keep us, to preserve us, to put us up, right? And people today, because of such trauma, they don't understand the fight that a righteous person would go through for their word's sake, for covenant's sake. They don't understand it because they used to abuse, they used to trauma, they used to being cast away, thrown out, and they got desires of a worldly nature that if a person don't meet that worldly nature, they feel like they less than. They feel like, that's, you know, you ain't got the money, you ain't got the cars, you ain't got, all the things that I want. But this is the thing. The people that got all the things that they want, they don't want them. You know why? Because they got a worldly mind. Not only the person that's wanting, right? But the person that they want got a worldly mind. So they're not going to respect them. They're not going to fight for them. They're not going to honor a covenant with them. See, this is the difference between the nature of the Yahudim, of a child of the Most High Yah, and the nature of a worldly person. It's that the person of the Most High Yah is going to honor their covenant. They're going to be there through the thick and the thin, regardless of the arguments and the fallouts. At the end of the day, they're going to be there. They're going to strive for perfection. They're going to strive for healing, strive for reconciliation. And people be so hurt and so traumatized, they can't respect that. They can't respect that, you know. And certain people get certain mindsets about doing things, by groups and doctrines, they're real rough, like Esau, this whole throw out the baby with the bathwater type mentality, a hard, firm mentality. They say, you ought to do this, you shouldn't let them run over you. But they ain't gonna take that type of discipline if it's put on them. You put that same type of discipline on them, they say you ought to put on others, they gonna run for the hills because they rebellious, right? And they don't understand your 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 striving. with another because it's foreign to them. They don't understand. How could you love? How could you harp this person like that? You ought to beat them and kick them. They don't want to be beat and kicked. See, we got to put a difference between the Kodash and the profane. We got to put a difference between the Kodash and the profane. People run. People hide from truth. You know? Some people don't come tell me stuff because they know what I'm going to say. Because they know I'm not going to baby them. I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm going to give it to them how it go. They don't answer the phone. Try to come see them. They don't want to answer the door. They want to be secluded. They want to be barred in. They want to run. They're happy with their freedom to run. They feel justified because they a wild ass snuffing up the wind at their leisure. And they won't be bridled by anyone. But look, they talk like they want to be bridled. I want to be bridled. I want somebody. I want to eat. I want to eat shot. I want a head. I want a submissive woman. All this old stuff people be talking. But the endurance through the tribulation to get it, it just show they just be talking. That's why I say I've been talking about this whole feast day thing as opposed to being more concerned with living right. These same people with this up and go mindset, this wild ass mindset, this ready to quit, ready to give up, ready to be done mindset. These people go to feast days. These people dress up in fringes and head wraps. But them fringes and head wraps and feast days didn't save them because it don't give them the mind to stay and fight, to endure, to overcome. They want to hide. They want to hide like a little baby in its crib. You know what I'm talking about? Masters of the skies. But it's not for the Yahudim. It's not for the upright to be hiders, to be runners from truth. And they act like they want truth. They don't want no truth. They want to be lied to. They want to be mesmerized with scholarship of scripture. But the manifestation of scripture, the enduring to the end, the harbor that overcomes all things. They don't want that. They don't honor their oaths. They don't honor their covenants. They don't deal with people that honor their oaths and honor their covenants. So when they see you do it, you tripping. You weak. You a sucker. You know who's a sucker? Person that fell into the hand of liars and cheaters and whoremongers. Now the one that come to you honestly, earnestly, truly with your best interests at heart, you rebuke them. You rebuke them. You admonish them. You hide from their conversation. You hide from their embraces. Like the Most High said, I have stretched out my hand all day to a rebellious people. My father suffered, so I suffer. Our father suffered, so you gonna suffer. You gonna reach out your hand to people that won't hear, that won't reciprocate the love, the affection, the harbor. But we got to honor our covenants with those with whom we've come into covenant with. All that stuff you want, you might be glad you didn't get it. You know, I don't got the most stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't got the biggest house, don't got the best car, don't got the largest income, but I'm free. I'm free. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not bound. Don't no heathen tell me what to do. Don't no heathen tell my wife what to do. We do as we please. And we able to go and come as we please. Be in your city tomorrow. Be in somebody else's city the next day. And be straight. Sometimes I think about if I had the money I wanted, if I had the income I wanted, I'd have hopped myself out into some situations I should have no business being in. That's why we got to give all honor and praises to the Abba. Thank you for seeing what I didn't see. for not allowing me to have what I thought I wanted. Because I don't know a damn thing. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you got to realize I really don't know nothing. So a man don't know as much as he ought to know. I ain't know as much as I ought to know. You know? But when you get something and you come into covenant with it and you make agreements to do a thing, you better do it. You know? I go through a lot. People don't know. I go through a lot behind the scenes. Guess what? You don't know it. I strive, I endure, I overcome. Now, it's certain people that do know it in the privacy of my home, my brethren, they know it, right? But people that get on Facebook and spew all their business, make little smart comments and do all this old stuff, man, people be attention seekers, man. They want people to boo-hoo and feel for them. But if you tried to come to them and talk to them about the situation, they don't want to talk. People don't really want help. These people don't really want a solution to their problems. They just want to talk. That's what got to separate the Kodash from the profane. Is the people that's really about action, that's really will do. Because they are hob liars. They are hob cheaters. That's who they join themselves to. The people that's going to be really with them, you know, they be to hob somebody that left them in the cold. But the person that'll give them the shirt off their back, oh, but you don't do this right. You don't do that right. But I hob you though. I die for you. Oh, you ain't got a nice car. The nigga you fell in love with was homeless. You get what I'm saying? The woman you fell in love with was ratchet. Here goes somebody that'll give you their heart. That's gonna be for your best interest at all costs. You don't even want to answer the phone. Imagine that, right? So I say this to say that this walk is deeper than what you think. People think it's all about fringes, all about head wraps, all about studying. I'm study. They got books and shelves and libraries. I'm tell you what a nigga told me. I was in prison, right? I was reading a chess book. I went to the library, got a book on chess. Nigga told me, said, man, hey man, you can read that book all you want, nigga, but you gotta play. You got to get on the chessboard, nigga. That's how you gonna learn. Reading books. You know what I'm talking about? And he was right. You got to get out here and play. Now, there's some knowledge in the books. Don't get it twisted. It's something to be learned from the books. But ain't nothing gonna beat experience. Ain't nothing gonna beat really getting in it and really doing what it is you gotta do. And these people with this mindset, with this mindset of, you know, this whole heritage thing, this whole, you know, it be showing itself, man. You could tell somebody that's not really down because they be worldly still. You see it all on them. So you need to be careful. Because you come in the covenant with these people, you bound. And that's the thing about it. I'm the type, if I'd have came in the covenant with you and you off or whatever, I'd have been bound to you and I'd have fought for you. For real. I wouldn't have gave up on you, even though I wanted to. Could currently be in a situation where I want to give up on some stuff. Well, the old me, listen, the old me would not be married right now. Probably would have gotten married, but I'd be single at the moment. But not me in the scriptures, not me in Yahushua HaMashiach, not me being reborn. You know what I'm talking about? The new me got to overcome that feeling of quit, that feeling of doubt. People don't know that. The world don't know that. They don't know people like that. They don't know real because they're used to the fake. I went to Memphis. I was looking at the clouds. I said, man, these clouds is fluffy. Like, this is real clouds. Cause up here in the Midwest, the clouds is all like thin and like, you know, it's that chemtrail stuff. Cause it's a lot of farmland and all of that or whatever. So it's like when you see the real is amazing and shocking when you used to so much fake. And that's what we got to prepare ourselves for. That's what I came to cause my people to consider, to understand that your realness is gonna be evil spoken of. Your realness is not gonna be received by the traumatized. But what you expect? I told my op, he was having issues with worldly family members not doing certain things. I said, man, Ock, that's what worldly people do, Ock. That's what they do. You did what you did righteously because that's what the righteous do. So we can't be astonished by people not receiving certain things, not wanting certain things, because they ain't never known no better. You gotta have pity. Pity people. Pity for their understanding, pity for their mindsets. Because they dealing with mindsets and doctrines that's got them in the position they in. Why are you alone? You ain't always been alone. You was once with someone. They left. Why they left? Because they couldn't endure. Because they couldn't overcome whatever issues they had with you. They couldn't get past whatever issues you had with them. Did they try to fix them to make you happy? Did they? Or did they just up and quit? Or did you up and quit on them for likewise situations because you didn't fix yourself for them? See, this got to be the mindset we got in this awakening. The Abba ain't got to fix himself. He ain't got to fix himself. That's why I always say, what have I done? What have you found wrong in me? See, we can't say that. We got stuff wrong with us. So don't let nobody speak ill of you for fighting for a situation, for sticking out for a situation. Because in reality, they wish that somebody would have stuck it out for them. Somebody would have fought for them. Like that. Because they ain't got it. And because they know what type of a fight come with that. It's a fight on both ends with that. They rather cast it down. That's why in the last days, people gather around them people that say what they itching ears want to hear. You know why? Because it's easy that way. Because I ain't got to change if you wicked too. If you wicked, we can both be wicked together. If you lazy, I could be lazy. If you crazy, I could be crazy. If you eat pork, I could eat pork. If you smoke cigarettes, I can smoke cigarettes. But woe and behold, if you don't do none of what I like to do, now I'm going to feel guilty because I like doing it. You don't smoke? Every time I smoke, now I got to hide when I smoke. I got to step outside. Now I got to hide when I eat pork. Because there go that man. There go that woman. Now I got to stop cussing. Y'all know what it's like. We got family members we go around. They got to fix up. And guess what they say? Oh, here we go again. Oh, there he go. There she go with that Bible stuff again. But that's good, though. The problem is when you come around and they do it anyway. They ain't got no respect, no reverence. That's when you got a problem. That's when you got a problem. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Did you hear that? I done said it before. I done said it before. I'm going to say it again. We've inherited lies. People that taught us about heritage and all this stuff, the root of this stuff, it was polluted. I don't know if it originally started off polluted, but it's polluted now. That's why people can't see. They got eyes, they can't see. They got ears, they don't hear a damn thing. They Helen Keller. You know what I'm talking about? They out here down bad. And it shows. It shows in their life. It shows in their conversation. They ain't built on a solid foundation. They not. That's why they crying out. That's why what I say, hey, look, 7 women will come to a man talking about, listen, I bake my own bread. I just want you to cover my shame. They want somebody righteous. One of a family. A few in the city. Listen, real men, real people that's gonna do what it takes, that's gonna be upright. We we was thinking, we read scriptures about things being desolate and about, you know, it being so few men. We think it's a zombie movie or something, some kind of apocalypse movie. But I believe that it's about real men of the Most High Yah. That's what it's gonna be hard to find. That's what them women gonna cry out. That's what the 7 women gonna cry out the one man for. The one that's real. There's gonna be a bunch of suckers out here, a bunch of get-overs, a bunch of whoremongers, a bunch of liars and cheaters and thieves. What type of person want a taskmaster? Master, you ought to check that. They won't let nobody check them, no. They won't let nobody check them. You better believe they won't let nobody check them. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy. But that's why you got to be careful. That's why you got to have discernment. So you don't make sure you get into agreements with these type of people that you be bound to a person that don't want better for themselves. They talk like it, they dress like it, they act like it. They don't want it. They don't want undying Ahaba, true affection. They don't want it. So be careful what you ask for. Quit asking for so much. You know, that's what Mama said when we go to quit asking for so much. You know, sometimes you might get something you ain't ready for. I wasn't ready for all the stuff that come with marriage. I was not ready for it. You better believe I wasn't ready to be ready to quit and can't. But I'm fortunate enough to not have a wicked wife. You know, we just have disagreements. We just have misunderstandings. People have things, certain way of seeing things. But to get some of the women that's out here in this world today, listen, you think you got it bad. It's some rough stuff out here. Woman, you think you got a rough husband because he's stubborn? It's niggas that will put their foot to your forehead. It's niggas that will take all the money out your bank account and leave. Like, it's some rough stuff out here. Brothers, you think because your wife won't listen, you need to get rid of her? It's some women that will sleep with a nigga in your bed. Will place them in their mouth and then kiss you on the lips when you get home. You know what I'm talking about? It's some worse things out here, brothers and sisters. So be mindful of that and be thankful that things aren't as bad as they could be, and try to listen to what the Most High could be trying to teach you or show you to give you patience. You pray for patience. Guess what that means when you pray for patience? You ain't gonna believe it. He gonna put you in a situation where you need patience. You pray for strength. He gonna put you in a situation where you gotta be strong. You pray to be cleansed. He gonna put you in a situation where it's gonna cleanse you. All this old magical stuff that's gonna happen automatically because you prayed for it don't work like that. You got to go through something. Through much persecution and hardship shall you be saved. All these people with all this sweet stuff, that's why you catching hell. Cause that hell is the answer to your prayer. Quit asking for stuff. You should have left that prayer for later when you was a little bit more ready. Praying for strength. Well, time to get strong. Praying for a peace of mind. Well, here come chaos. That's what it is, man. That's what this walk is, man. I know damn fringes and festivals. endurance, manifestation of the spiritual nature of the Most High Yah and of His Son Yahushua Mashiach in the earth is what it is. Then you take that to the festivals and you show your brethren what you done learned, what you done overcame, and you testify of the honor and esteem and the kindness and the favor of the Most High Yah at the feast and the festival. But people so caught up, they think that's righteousness. No, buddy. No, buddy. Honoring your covenants and your commitments is honorable. Seeking, even if it means rebuilding yourself for the sake of others, honoring meekness for the sake of others is honorable. That's the walk. That's salvation. Because it's people fringed up. You know what I'm talking about? Sisters with dresses down to their toes. Wicked as hell.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. It's big. Listen, it's bigger than Nino Brown. It's bigger than Nino Brown. You better believe it. There's a lot more to this thing, man. And I'm glad. Listen, man. People can talk. They talk about what they want, what they desire. Them people don't want you. Them people don't want you. Gotta have this. Gotta have that. That's what Kevin Samuels was trying to tell people. You want what you don't deserve. And what you want got options are better. But you turn away from those that would love you, that would do for you. Men, it's women out here that would love your dirty drawers literally and wash them and fold them for you. But you would jump over them for these pretty little video girls that ain't worth a penny with a hole in it. And it's men out here that would love you, woman, and pray for you and lead you and guide you and never leave you, never forsake you for nothing. But he ain't got the car you want him to drive. He ain't got the job you want him to have. He ain't got the house you want him to have. So listen, I'm gonna tell you in the words of the great Kevin Samuels, die alone then. Get you a cat. You might already got one. And die alone with your cat or your dog. When what you want don't want you. But honor your covenants though. If you in a covenant, you in agreement, honor that thing. You ain't got to honor what you desire. Some people go harder for what they want over what they agreed to. Got a lot of people in it that do polygyny that go harder for the new wife than they do for the first one. That's a travesty. You know, you got people that'll go harder for a second thing than they do for the first. It's a travesty. Honor your covenants first. Honor the first thing first, and then you can get to the second one. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just an honor and esteem to the Most High Yah that He don't give us some of the things we think we want, because it generally don't work out well. What's for you, you gonna get. You ain't gonna have no hardship getting it either. You might have some hardship keeping it, but that's just the trials, the tribulation, the fire, all right? That refines a thing. But you ain't gotta go through all that, man. You ain't gotta go through all that. But if you get it, you better do what it take. You better do what it take. It's gonna be required of you. I ain't on no second, third marriage. I'm on number one. I'm on number one. You know, the old me wouldn't be married right now, cause it ain't easy. That's just being real. I'd have been divorced a long time ago. But shout out to my Ock Paisley, man. My Ock Paisley made a song about it. He wrote a song about it. You like to hear it? Here it go.
First Peter, chapter 5, verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. They say it ain't worth it if you never have to fight for it. Learn from your fall, just get up. Kill the flesh daily, gotta fight. Hard body, you can take a punch. They say it ain't worth it if you never have to fight for it. Learn from your fall, just get up. Kill the flesh daily, gotta fight. Hard body, you can take a punch. Get up. Come on, get up. Fight, daddy. Fight, mama. Fight, sister. Fight, brother. Fight. Get up, Craig. Fight ridicule, fight hatred, fight anger, fight temptation, fight to stay patient, fight to keep faith. Sometimes it's a fight just to put a smile on your face. Fight bad thoughts you have behind the jokes that you crack. It's okay to take the mask off, find your pants off. 7 years sober, it's a challenge every time you see the 2020 Mad Dog. Fight the enemy, used to smoke like a chimney, fight not to light another cigarette. Fight memories, fight fam, y'all don't get along. Trying to study God's word, it's a fight just to get along. Freedom fighter, fight for the cause. Long as you're fighting, it's a problem if I hear that
You ain't fighting at all.
Your brother fighting charges in the slammer. Meanwhile, you in the hospital fighting counsel. They say it ain't worth it if you never have to fight for it.
Fight for it.
Learn from your fall, just get
up.
Kill the flesh daily, gotta
Fight.
Hard body, you can
Take a punch.
They say it ain't worth it if
You never have to fight for it.
Learn from your fall,
Just get up.
Kill the flesh daily, gotta fight. Hard body, you can take a punch. Get up. Come on, get up. Fight, daddy. Fight.
Right. So you get the point.
Okay.
So yeah, man, fight, man. You know, this is the thing though. I'm always your op. I'm always your brother. And I'm talking about I'm always here if you need me. Cause I'm called to be. So I'm always the strong defense, whether you want me to be or not. Right? Stuff piss me off. I get irritated. I might yell at you, cuss you out or whatever. But I'm here for you for real. I ain't gonna quit on you. I ain't gonna give up. You know? Me and my brother fell out. Where I told him, I don't want to talk. I don't want to have no casual conversations with you. I don't want to have no casual conversations. But if you need me, you can call me. And I'm here for you. And I meant that. That's the type of brother I am. That's gonna fight for you. Even if I don't rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't agree with you. Right? So, that's likewise, man. Anybody, for my friends as well as my foes. And people know that. People know I'm there for them. They know I always been there. They can't really name what I did against them to hurt them. For they hurt. For they ill will. I ain't dodged they calls. I ain't hid from them. I'm here. Well, I dodged my brother's call. I did dodge my brother's call for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And he finally got a hold of me one day through other means. And I told her, I said, man, if you need me, man, I got you. He said, how you gonna know if I need you if you don't answer the phone? I said, I ain't think about that. I said, well, I answer the phone then. Just call me for a reason then. I don't have no casual conversations. But we in a better place now. You know what I'm talking about? You know, all praise to the Most High. We're in a much better place now. But I'm just saying that's what we call to be. We call to be there for each other, man. We got to manifest these scripts. We got to bring them to life, bring the words to life, not just dressing up, man. Most of the people that's dressing up with the Hebrew names and all that old stuff, that's all they do. Some people ain't built on nothing, man. They not built on that. And it's you know, us of understanding, we gotta have pity on them. We gotta have pity and understand that they giving over to a different mind. And we just gotta be there for them. We gotta speak truth and be there. You know, and hopefully one day they'll realize that hopefully the harbor we have for them will conquer that mindset, conquer that doctrine of men that they cleaving on to, right? So you know, that's the hope, man. But I just wanted to bring this out. Situation happened. I want to speak upon, and I want to help others through, you know, the situation. So, as always, hoping to cause my people to consider and to harb them more than they might have harbored themselves. You know, more than I harb my own self, like the scriptures say. You know, so that's what it is, man. It's been Yog B-Lew. It's been What It Do with B-Lew. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, comment, all that old tube stuff. And you know it's 12 tribes, but it's one nation. Hallelujah.